yeah. I can't ignore what I feel. I try to tell myself that what I feel ain't real. I cried about it. I lied about it. To tell you the truth, I almost died about it. And oh, baby, I'm still crazy. I'm crazy. Still you crazy about you. I know you moved on. You got a new family. I heard you got 3 kids. And they say your oldest boy looks like me. I heard that you're doing good.
Test 1 2, 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 test 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Giving you love and devotion.
Oh, Lady Hag says, wow, look at the title of the video. On this Labor Day, I come to labor on these hoes. Bunch of crazies running around this place. Miss View's View.
Still crazy about you.
Sound check, sound check, sound check. My name is 21. Would you please sound check for me? Sound check. And then we ready to go.
I'm not trying to cause hell in your home before I give you stress. I'll leave all this craziness alone. But if there's half a chance,
Yes, I am, Miss View.
just have to try before I close.
You see that microphone?
the door.
I'm about to labor on these hoes.
Close the door and
See the
tell
flames?
you goodbye.
I, baby. A bunch of crazies.
I'm crazy about you.
Yes, yes, yes. Homosexuals in crazy relationships attacking each other on the internet. With open cases. Open cases. Let me get the docket ready. Feel crazy
About you.
about you.
Crazy.
Crazy.
About you. About you. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
How that man.
How that man.
Been with you this long. Oh, yes. And haven't changed your last name. I don't understand it.
He's not deserving of the last name.
I heard you got his kids, but still, he ain't changed your last name. Ooh, baby, if he had taken you down to the altar, I wouldn't bother you. Oh, baby, if he'd even taken
What's
you
up, Gerald Flowers?
to the courthouse, I wouldn't bother you. God Almighty, but there's still a chance. I want you to know there's still a chance. You may think that this is crazy.
Crazy.
Ow, crazy. Crazy.
You got the Patch Kids
What I've been going through.
taking advantage of the retarded and slow.
Going through. Baby, your picture is in my wallet behind my driver's license. Just the other day,
She needs to get her ass back in the taqueria.
in the back of somebody's
Soft shell, girl. Soft shell for me.
And in my dresser drawer, in the bottom drawer, there are pictures of
You and I.
And sometimes when I'm feeling low, sometimes when I'm feeling down, I look at your pictures when we went to
The county fair. And I bought you. Ooh, I bought you your favorite pink teddy bear.
Oh, crazy. After all this time that I'm out of my mind. But if you have anything left for me,
Crazy. Please hit that like. Let me know you're liking it. Hit that like.
Tell me, 'cause I'm going crazy. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going.
Yes, I am Juanki, and welcome to my world, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hi on this Labor Day. I come to labor on these hoes. That's right, I come to labor on these hoes.
Yeah, he's a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar. He's not going nowhere, but
I'm gonna get to you, Castor Cannon, and your whole triangle situation. You, the Tommy, and also Brian. But before we do that, I have the most pressing item today.
Don't forget your cans.
Okay, it is September 1st. Let me look at it. September 1st. It is September 1st, ladies and gentlemen. Just in 28 days, Rico Deante Barber, the barber, has a date with the court, the judicial system here in Queens. Drop a bomb on that. And Miss View is a view. I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued. Okay, I want everybody to know that I am here as a simple, humble servant of the streets of New York City. I want to make sure that Rico Deante Barber, the barber, knows that for his arrest that took place on July 29th, 2025, he has a court date on September 30th at 9 a.m. Drop a bomb on that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is for the most recent arrest record number Q as in QB, 2 as in the number 256-36341. Let me repeat that in case he needs to jot it down. See, I'm trying to help you, Rico Deante Barber.
Don't forget your cans.
See, you can never say I didn't do nothing for you. Because, you know, in your drug-induced, comatose state, okay, and I heard you going to the West Indian Parade in Brooklyn today. I highly doubt that a flaming queen who just had surgery in his rectum for the removal of HPV warts, precancerous, heads down to the West Indian Parade in Brooklyn. Drop a bomb on that. I understand you like them beer can size. I understand you're all about the trade. I understand you're all about the prostitution. But the West Indian Parade, that's not the place you want to go down there and flame. Drop a bomb on that. Historically, Miss Viewers of You, at least one person gets shot, okay, at the West Indian historically. And I'm not, you could Google the papers and the whole nine. Historically, there's always somebody that gets shot up in that thing. And let's just say that the West Indians are not known for the whole flamboyant gay shit. So if I were you, Rico Deante Barber, the barber,
don't forget your cans.
I will stay my ass home. First of all, you shouldn't be parading the recently operated rectum around the streets. You don't want to be sweating. You don't want any stitches to pop out. You don't want any of that. You want to be at home on your belly, just like you're used to making your money, on your belly like that, letting the rectum take a break. Okay, let the rectum take a break. Ms. Viewers says missing court cases will get a warrant put on someone. Absolutely. But you know what, Ms. View, this is really low. It's low brow and low priority, and I could just tell you what it is. But for Rico Deante Barber, so that was the arrest number, Rico Deante Barber. Just in case, listen. I'm trying to provide information for you, Rico. Okay, so if you need to get your evidence together, you know, if you want to claim that the cops came in without your consent into your home, which we all know it's not, but in case you need to review your body cam footage, it's called a FOIL. request, a FOIL request. You and anybody else in this earth can actually request that. You will need your arrest number. Your arrest number, which I just Q as in QB 25 63 63 41. Okay? But when you present yourself on September 30th at 9 a.m., part AP2, that's the court number, AP2, okay? They have not assigned you a judge yet, but they certainly assign a district attorney, or ADA, an assistant district attorney, because we have killers and rapists and all of that who need to be dealt with, not somebody who, it's just lowbrow and lower level. So you're not going to get, the district's attorney. You're going to get an assistant. It's going to look like a college kid, but I guarantee you they're much more educated and have done this dance over and over and over. I know the law better than anybody in that damn courtroom. So they'll figure out a way to either, put you on record and on notice and dismiss you because, like I said, it's lower level, or they'll probably give you some community. They'll give you a fine, $1,000 fine, and then some community service type of thing, and then they'll be monitoring you. That means you have to stay out of trouble. Okay, and this is for your case number C as in Charlie, R as in River, 027882-25QN. After the dash, Miss View, it's like time and date stuff. Like 25-25 means the year 25, and QN stands for Queens the Borough. Just giving you information you can all use. Giving you information you can all use. Okay, this is all public information, but I'm facilitating it here for Rico Deante Barber because I want you to put this behind you. Rico Deante Barber, the barbers. Once upon a time, Rico Deante Barber came on the streets and let us know that his family was very affluent. I can only imagine the embarrassment that they are suffering and feeling at the hands of Rico Deante Barber and his latest act, which was physically harming a four-legged creature on film. And we know this is not the second time. So hopefully ain't nobody sending the ADAs or, not the judge, because, it's more effective if it gets sent to the ADA, the assistant district attorney, who's working on the case. And this is, like I said, this is all public information. They make it public because if people need to go up and say something, you see something, say something, Miss View, they make it accessible so that people could be reached, But now, let me tell you what I think is going to happen. What I think is going to happen, Rico Deante Barber is going to go up there with a public defender. They might postpone. He might bring in his recent health issues, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for somebody that wants to not be talked about, he sure goes the wrong way about it. Rico Deante Barber, Miss View, made a live recently. You could smell him through the live. Drop a bomb on that. It just looked like it stunk. Okay? Just through the light. It looked old. It looked burnt out. Rico, listen, all is fair in war. I keep telling you, try to keep your hands off the screen. Don't let us see your hands. And no, this time I'm not talking about your nails, which I'm sure are filthy because they stay filthy. This time I'm talking about the skin rash that's appearing in your right hand, left of the screen. Yeah, it was your right hand. You put your right hand in the screen and we saw this rash that's coming out in your hands. Now, I don't know if that's because of your syphilis. And he provided everybody with an update on his syphilis, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So it turns out that he must have had the syphilis for quite some time to the point where they're no longer using penicillin for it, Miss Viewers of You. So because of that, he now has to take some other antibiotics, and it's a long-term situation where he has to go back like a couple more times and then 6 months later to do another one. So that happens when you have like long-term syphilis. Don't let anybody come out here and fool you about that shit. Don't take my word for it. Go on the Google. Now they got the AI. Ask the AI to tell you everything, anything and everything about the syphilis and how it's transmitted, how it's treated, all of that stuff. Don't just take my word for it. Okay? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you hear rumblings in the background, that is my husband, the Incredible Hulk, who today is laboring in the kitchen. He is making his mama's sweet potato pie. Oh, yes. I'm quite excited. I'm salivating already, Miss Viewers of You. His mother's sweet potato pie. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. So that's what you hear in the background. He's peeling the potatoes, the yams or whatever, and all of that. Say what? Say what? Yes. So going back to the syphilis. So he, for somebody who does not want to be talked about, he sure knows how to stay away, right? He came on to give us a health update, Miss View. Chef Hulk, yes, Chef. Usually it's Chef Hulky, Chef Juanki, but today it is Chef Hulk because he is doing his mother's sweet potato pie. All right, so and listen, I'm not live before you just because of the I got out of the shower and I was just like, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting in lashes and hair and makeup, and the nails are always polished and always cut. The ring is always in the index finger. I always look and smell good, but I just didn't feel like doing it today. Okay, it was So forgive me, but I swear this mouth is gonna make up for it. Okay, we're gonna talk about all the crazy Sour Patch Kid. I saw you taking advantage of Bowel Movement TV. Unacceptable behavior, Chicana. You need to escort yourself back into the taqueria, and I want a soft shell, please. Soft motherfucking shelf. I'm not done with the Rico Deontay Barber. The barber!
Don't forget your cans.
Okay, Rico Deontay Barber came on to let us know that he took care of that situation, meaning they removed the anal warts, and that hopefully it won't come back. Now, Ms. View, there is a possibility that they come back, right in the same spot and everything. And if they come back, usually what they do is they'll go ahead and burn them, freeze them, or cut them off again, and until it's completely out of that spot. The virus is still in the system. It will continue to be in the system. It just goes dormant. They say that in healthy individuals, your body can potentially clear HPV anywhere between 2 to 3 years. The body can clear it, and that's that. But the actual virus itself it will be dormant, and it will be still in the body. In terms of the syphilis, he let us know that he has 2. He called them Miss View. He called them vaccines. They weren't vaccines. They were shots. He had to take 2 shots, and then he has to come back in 6 months and do the last one. It sounds like I said, sounds like that was what they call long-term syphilis, which has to be treated much longer with much more drugs and all that. So, and monitor and the whole 9. So that was that. And then he let us know that he was awaiting his results for his to confirm that he's still non-detectable. That result never came in during the live, but he let us know that he gets checked at the clinic every 3 months. That is the regimen or the protocol for folks that are monitoring their HIV status, their viral load. So he just wanted to, let us know that he was used to going every 3 months. But Miss View is up view. The healthcare provider now wants to see him every 6 weeks. Drop a bomb on that. Every 6 weeks. Now, I never heard of anything like that to monitor HIV status. I've heard of the 3 months. What? Yes. And they're getting ready to say that I'm lying. It's all out there. It's public information. I've heard of the every 3 months. That I'm, very familiar with that. When we were teaching the young people about STD prevention and all that, and monitoring, that was in the lesson plan. This whole thing of every 6 weeks to go see your HIV healthcare provider. Child, that to me is something else. Don't know what it is, but that to me is something else. Old lady Swag says, well, I hope that he sticks with everything to get better and learn to use protection. Yes, and as he's sitting there letting us know that now he has to go every 6 weeks and not every 3 months, he is sucking on a cigarette and also on a blunt. He was alternating between a cigarette and a blunt, and he put his hand in the camera, and then you can see the rash, the rash. And listen, for folks that are HIV positive, right, or I should say autoimmune compromised, the tell signs, the signs that something's going on, that you're fighting an infection or something, is rashes in your body, whether it's anywhere in your skin, rashes, headaches, malaise, wanting to be in bed all day, tiredness, jaundice eyes, when the eyes are yellow. Like with the white part of the eyes are yellow instead of white. That's also a sign. Sometimes in your fingernails, you can see it. He needs to be much more careful. He needs to monitor his condition. He needs to stay away from prostitution. He needs to give up that drinking and smoking. He needs to do a lot. He needs to do a lot. In terms of the case, I think that what's going to happen is it's probably going to get dismissed with conditions. He's probably going to have to pay some type of money. His public defender is going to claim that he's indigent. No, I didn't say ignorant, that too. But I said indigent. That means that he cannot afford nothing. He can afford nothing. But sure enough, he knows how to buy that weed and then cigarettes, right? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He can't afford nothing. A $20 copay for the HIV checkup at the STD clinic in Chelsea. Well, he's at Mount Sinai now. He stepped it up, Miss View. He went to Mount Sinai. Still part of the free program, but he went to Mount Sinai. Okay. And so what's going to happen is they'll probably give him a fine. He won't be able to pay the fine. That will be up to the judge if they will dismiss, if they'll say, okay, do X amount of community hours, and then that will be wiped, or, well, you have to figure out how to get it, and that's when we're going to see the prostitution coming back, the dry begging in social media, trying to go a mother with a THA at the end to try to get some cash apps and all that. That's what we're going to see, all of that. But is he going to jail? No, he's not going to jail. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, he's not going to jail. The charges are serious, but it's not, he didn't delete anybody, unalived anybody. Yes, there were threats that he made, but that was not even brought up in these charges. I've read very thoroughly the statute, and he's just being blamed for. He's just being charged for maltreatment, like if you did not feed your animal. Not even like actually punching the dog, but just like if you didn't feed the animal for some time, so that the dog was underweight, and also there were patches of hair missing. Now he says that the patches of hair were missing since he adopted the animal. That will be very easily verifiable at the ASPCA where he got the dog from, which is the one located right there at the east side in Manhattan. They have a fabulous facility, Miss Viewers View. With all the doggies are there. I got some of my animals from there. Drop a bomb on that. Back in the day when I had Francie, she was a German Shepherd and Pit Bull mix. A lot of Pit Bulls there. Because eventually people don't like the Pit Bulls and they just have to dump them. And that was like a dumping ground. You could never find like a nice little teacup there, like a full breed. No, it was always some type of mixed situation that has been abused, that shakes and salivates and like hides in the corner and, pees on itself and all of that. Like it always dogs and animals with some type of trauma, trauma bonding. Somebody who couldn't possibly, and this is where I fault the ASPCA. I don't understand, because when I got my animals from the ASPCA, Miss Viewers of View, it was damn like getting a freaking credit card application, doing a credit card application on a god darn apartment thing. They literally, I had to provide 3 references, my job, 3 references, 2 pay stubs. They actually called the references, and I went there on a Sunday. And because I had put, as part of one of my references, I put one of my jobs, the theater company that I was performing with at that time. And because obviously it was Sunday, they'll close. I could not get the animal until that following day, Monday, the business hours, like in the evening, once they had spoken to that 3rd reference. So they did a very thorough check. They did criminal checks, the whole 9. So what's going to happen here is that Rico the Anti-Barber is never going to be able to adopt another animal. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, Rico the Anti-Barber. Rico reports the barbers, Rico La, as I like to call him, because I see him as the female version of himself. You know, tucked in, sitting on his testicles, you know, chasing after what he calls beer can size cork. Okay, so and you know, whenever he's in a room, in a virtual room, with excessive amount of testosterone, he just becomes completely famped out. A flaming queen, if you will. Flaming queen. A power bottom flaming queen. Who, under the disguise of I'm real,
Don't forget your cans.
we have seen him up in here collecting cans for the purposes of buying cigarettes. I just want to put that right there. He wasn't collecting cans, Miss Viewers of You, because rent was due. Rent was not due because rent has always been paid by somebody else. Like my tax dollars here in New York City. But he was collecting cans live for us to see for the purposes of feeding the habit. Feeding the habit. Not because, you know, I need to pay this copay, my HIV pill is not covered for this one or whatever. No. Because he's figured out a way through the relationships and friendships that he's formed here on how to scam the system. How to, and I quote, make your disease pay you. Make your disease work for you. End of quote. End of quote. So, in conclusion, so that we can expeditiously move on to Sour Patch Kids, and then we're also going to move to the triangle. Oh, this is better than Beyond the Gates. The triangle, the sexual triangle, romantic triangle that's going on between several homosexuals here on these streets.
Yeah, he's a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar. He's not going nowhere, but...
Okay. Rico the Anti-Barber, I don't like you and you don't like me, but I am going to do you a solid and do you a favor. I'm going to give you some legal advice. Based on my opinion. I'm going to give you legal advice based on my opinion. No, I'm not claiming to be a lawyer. That's Dory Bougieville over there. Which, by the way, Miss View, Dory went live yesterday in the flesh. In the flesh. Something going on with that lady's jaw. Something is going on with that lady's jaw. We have progressed or declined from a horse grill to like, I don't know what. It's like it's almost melting. Did she, all kidding aside, Did Dory have like a heart situation, a stroke, or paralysis, or something going on? There's something going on, and then the fucking delusions of it all. I'm talking about Bougieville. I know her more as Dory Ring, Diamond Ring Dory. Okay, to get up there and say that she's beautiful, and I know I'm beautiful, lady. The delusions of it all. Don't call yourself beautiful. Don't call yourself beautiful. Let others give you that. If they feel like they want to give you, let others give you that. Because when you get up there and you say you're beautiful and you're not, now we're starting to think you're delusional, which I kind of always knew you were, because you were coming out here lying to everybody saying that you was a lawyer when you were barely fucking the lady who cleaned the mirrors and did the garbage bags at the fucking law firm. In conclusion, Rico Deante Barber, the barbers. Okay, you will probably be put on a ban list with the ASPCA and all of that. You will never be able to rent. It almost felt like he was renting it, right? You will never be able to probably get another dog or a cat or a ferret or anything, a goddamn mouse. You won't be. They'll put you on a list real quick, real fast, real soon. You'll probably get some community service along with a fine. This will be on your record. Okay. You do have a mugshot in New York City. There is body cam footage that anybody can request as a FOIL request. Okay. And it is what the fuck it is. Now I just want to highlight for everybody. I believe in karma. I believe in, in things and the universe coming back and the whole nine. I find that, and when we saw all of this go down, Ms. Viewers of You, Incredible Hulk and I just looked at each other like, wow, look how the world just, like, you just never know, right? All of this went down literally days. It had not even been 4 or 5 days since he came through my chat and started just talking recklessly about mother and wishing just pure evil on mother and myself and Hulk and Miss View, the usuals, but just saying the most egregious, nastiest things that he could possibly say to people, and doubling down on it. Doubling down on it. And less than 72, 73 hours later, NYPD at the door, and the rest is motherfucking history. Now, let me tell you if it's fucked up or it's not fucked up, that even after going through all of that, spending 2 days in the tombs, we call the jails the tombs here in New York City, having to beg a trans-pedestrian for some Uber fare to get him to where he needed to go on the whole nine, he still came on and said he would not take anything back. Okay? His best friend at the time, there were girlfriends by the river, did him in, did him, Donna, did him. And he was still on that wavelength. Just pathetic. Now, the court appearance is the first appearance is this is set to be heard by the judge on September 30th. Today is the 1st, so 29 days from now at 9 a.m. In Queens, Part A, courtroom Part A as in Apple, P as in Peter, 2 as in the number 2. There is no judge assigned yet. This may get pushed if his public defender or his social worker once you are in the systems for HIV and stuff like that, they give you all the work. So, which is another reason why people are so hard on him. There's no reason why Rico Deante Barber is to look dirty when he has the services that he has here in New York City. Absolutely no reason. There's no, at minimum, he should look put together. Okay, at minimum, he should look put together, But hopefully now that he is going to be even monitor even closely monitor every 6 weeks, he has to go to Mount Sinai and get a checkup. And who knows why that reason is, right? Because I don't see why if But you got the syphilis, you got the HPV, the anal warts, and the HIV in there. It's a lot. It's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lot. So they're trying to cure him one disease at a time. Well, scratch that. They're trying to treat him one disease at a time. So it is what it is. Now, let's go on and move on to Sour Patch Kid. Sour Patch Kid. Who, you know, Miss Views of You. I have seen her many a times back in the Tracy Cakes, in Tracy's chat. You know, she's been a watcher for a very periodical of time. And then I saw her. I heard her. I actually heard her voice, her Chicana voice. I heard her on a live that Miss Views of You was having in her channel. And Miss Views of You let her up. Miss View, you have ushered up a whole bunch of people. You ushered up the leader of where the avatars went to die. You ushered him up. You remember the guy that was handicapped that ran the scam on everybody and everybody donated him money. You usher him up too. Miss Viewers of You has given the first. We have gotten the first view of people at Miss Viewers of You. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Miss View says, right, that was first time she ever hit my link. I was surprised. I was surprised too. And you know, and I was like, oh, the Raphael. Oh my God, Raphael in his power chair. Raphael and his caseworker or the caretaker. And is he still around? Where's Raphael? Where is Raphael with his power chair running the scam? Hulk, I gotta tell you the story about Raphael. Raphael ran through everybody's pockets. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Baby, my baby's listening to me in the kitchen as he's doing the sweet potato pie. But let me tell you, baby, and this is said by Miss View, with the dresser he wanted a dresser for his room and he got over $1,000 in donations, okay, only for us to find out, Incredible Hulk, that there was no need for no dresser and that Raphael, and not only that, he concocted a story in one of the trips. I don't know, it was one of the Vegas trips. He told everybody that the person that was conducting the Vegas trip, this is the Sean Bradley, okay, went into Club Shing Shang, right? Club Chat, per Miss View, said that Club Chat stole his money. Drop a bomb on that. And the best part, Hulk, because you know, you had Raphael trying to explain technology and HCAs, right? Direct withdrawals to people who are not that technology savvy. Now, I'm not talking about you, Miss View, because I remember you were like trying to understand, well, how did they? And then it became a whole thing where there were panels about it. Baby, he was telling everybody up in these streets. I was even questioning, like, well, how could that be? Maybe it was an auto debit that the people from Shing Shang Club Chat went into his checking account, baby, and withdrew money for the trip that he technically could no longer go because I guess they didn't know he was in a wheelchair and they was like, well, you can't come, Raphael. You know, forget ADA and you know, the disabilities, the Act for Disability, right? Forget all of that. But according to that, they told him he could not come to Vegas because he was in a wheelchair and, you know, how could he travel like that? And so he lost his money. And it was like a big chunk of money. So everybody wanted to burn Club Ching Chang down to the ground. Miss View says that was a damn lie, but it was hilarious. But what was most hilarious, I remember Miss Deanna Irvin trying to understand. I remember you, Miss View, trying to understand. Everybody was just trying to put it together. How could, and I think even Club Shing Shang came on, and it was like, how could we order withdrawal? And then it was a mess. It was hilarious. It was interesting. I will send you the link to my video. Oh yes, Miss View, please do. Absolutely. I would love to do some commentary on it. That's hilarious. If you could revisit it, oh my God, that was hilarious. But anyway, let's get back to Sour Patch Kid. Sour Patch Kid. I thought you was an honest woman, and you and these damn camera slips, girl. We already knew you was chunky. We knew you was on the chunky side. I knew it just from the picture, because she did have her picture up, neck up, Miss View, neck up. But you can tell, you can tell a little fuller, right? And plus, she's a Chicana, right? The tacos, the tortillas, the guacamole, and the cheese. It does you, Donna. It'll do you, Donna. Okay? And so, but the other day, I'm like looking at her live where she's on there. And all of a sudden, I see this. It was like a Purdue chicken thigh. The one with the hormones. Drop a bomb on that. I'm like, what? Why? Is she cooking chicken? Miss View, I swear. I was like, what in the pale chicken butt? Like, what is going on? And it's not because I'm saying, little tiny chicken legs. No. It was like they pumped this one up with the growth hormones and it was, and I'm like, what? And then I see, oh wait, it's a little booty short on it. A booty, and then she's walking around and I see the feet, swollen ankles. Miss View says, it was the lashes for me. Drop a bomb on that. Now we find out, I try to go over to Bowel Movement TV. She's supposed to be a makeup artist. Well, Miss View, in all fairness, that the Sci-Fi Channel had a whole reality TV show about makeup artists doing sci-fi makeup. So perhaps maybe she does makeup for like horror films and for like slasher films and Halloween costuming and stuff like that. Because, I know we hear makeup artists and we're thinking high glamour, Kardashians, all of that. But the people who do horror film makeup, they're called makeup artists too. So perhaps maybe she's a sci-fi makeup person, But let's get to the meat and potatoes of her storyline, which is it true she sent her coin purse to a Bowel Movement TV? Is it true? Is it true that she took a picture of her pussy and sent it to a mentally disabled young man? And even if he's not young in age, in days on earth, but young in the brain. And Miss Viewers of You says yes. Drop a fucking bomb on that. That is a sick bitch. That is a sick bitch. Wow. And here she was walking around like she was the moral. She had a moral compass. This week, Miss View, I knew that we have been dealing with mentally unstable people. That's why I don't even come on like that anymore. I prefer to spend my time, Miss View. I have to catch up. We have 13 more episodes to be up to date with Beyond the Gates, my husband and I, because we're really like just busy people doing things, right? If I'm going to spend time, I'd rather spend time under the covers with my husband, with my hands down his pants, massaging and caressing, watching Beyond the Gates. Drop a bomb on that. You understand? You know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? Instead of me coming over here, I've discussed 3 people today so far. We got another 3. And out of the 3 people that I've discussed today, they all have mental deficiencies. So, she had us fooled around here. I thought that she had a moral compass. But then I saw, in me going through the videos, that now there's questions about her. Well, obviously she has poor judgment if she thinks it's okay to send vagina pictures, clitoris in there and everything, to a mentally disabled or a mentally slow individual that we know he's slow. There's no question. There's no maybe, perhaps. No, we know he's special needs. He gets the fucking check. But I heard that she potentially gets a check too. Drop a bomb on that. Now, would that change it? Would that change the outcome of the whole thing? Would that change it? I don't think so. Like, what in the Obama phones? What in the healthcare providers? The the people that come in and clock in and they pick up the kid at 3 o'clock and sit with them until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they go and then you get the paper signed. Like, it's happening that nobody's monitoring these people. There's too many people that shouldn't have access to the internet have access to the internet. It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane. Now, I want to get to the last piece because I want to go and help my husband with his sweet potato pie. Okay? Castro.
Yeah, he's a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar. He's not going nowhere. But
I don't understand it. I don't get it. And listen, I'm not Castro's cup of tea, and that's okay with it. I'm okay with it. I understand. I'm really nobody's cup of tea up in here. Very few, very selected. I'm okay. I've always been very exclusive, and I've always been very just one-on-one type of New Yorker. Okay. Let me start with the following. When you have an active court case, whether you're the defendant or the accused, okay, where you're sitting at the prosecution table or at the defense chair, it's not smart or wise for you to continue to be interacting, whether directly or indirectly, or sending people over, or referencing things that person has said in videos, in person, in real life. Okay, this stuff beyond the blood, before the blood thing that Brian is talking about, and I'm gonna get to Brian in a second. Okay, I don't get it, Miss View. I know that you have Castro, and he listens to you in the whole nine. He's not gonna listen to me because I just call it how it is. I don't coddle people. I'm not saying you do, Miss View, but maybe you might want to fly a pigeon over there, Miss View. A kite. Let's start talking in jail terms. A kite. That's when Miss View, when an inmate puts a message on a piece of paper and throws it across the hall to the other cell with a string, by hand, or simply a CO, a correction officer. You give it to the correction officer, and he purposely drops it right where it needs to be dropped. A kite can also be put in by the people in the kitchen. Put a little message, put it in the tray. They see you come and put it in your tray. You grab your tray. You got to grab your message. That's a kite. It's not smart, Castro Cannon, for you to be referencing the Tommy on your videos. Whether you're mentioning his name or not, you're referencing situations. I'm starting to think he really is not over him. I'm starting to think he does not care what the outcome is going to be. I'm starting to think Castro really, really wants that old thing back. Drop a bomb on that. Wrench or no wrench, before the blood or after the blood, to the white meat or not to the white meat. I don't understand. And then I had to remember, oh, gee, right. All of these people get a check. Drop a bomb on that. All of these people get a check. Now, Castro, you and I are not in battle. We've never been. Because, quite frankly, you fly with the wind. And it's all in your pedigree. The way that you have interacted with Jay Wilson, Okay. He continues to use and abuse you, and you continue to go there. And then we saw with Tommy until, now there's a stay away order, which, by the way, a stay away order, you can't even be making posts online about the person. You can't be instigating it. Castro, you're not going to be able to get up there and say you were and are in fear for your life. Now, I understand that you coming out here saying to all of us, I'm not in fear for your life, may make you feel like your testicles grew a little bit. But that's not going to help your defense. Perhaps it's trying to throw the whole thing out the window, Miss View. Perhaps he realizes this went all too far for him. And perhaps this is their foreplay, Miss View. See, the one thing I learned about homosexuals, the gays, power bottoms that find a strong drilling top and they don't know how to let it go, is that they will kill each other today, and then next weekend they'll come to the brunch both with black eyes and a broken arm, and they're feeding each other in the brunch. They're dancing with the drag queen. They're throwing the dollars up, and everybody's like, wait, weren't they last week? One was in the emergency room, the other one was in the tombs, and today they're out here celebrating and nothing happened. Drop a bomb on that. That's the one thing I do know to be true. The toxic shit. See, when these people have never been loved before, have been abandoned, have made poor choices, and they find somebody, these are the type of characters that will go to an AA meeting and find the love of their life at an AA meeting, at a battered spousal or domestic partner group, with just broken people, or find their next date or person they want to be with at the STD clinic. You understand what I'm saying? Castro, it's too late. There's way too many videos already made. Both of y'all going back and forth. Way too many videos. And videos of you saying you're not scared. You had, all of that. Do you not know that all of that? This is a man that's facing, because Tommy clearly, he speaks, and he's a swamp person. He uneducated, okay? And I'm glad that Tommy's parents are there for him. They have to be. They absolutely have to be. They knew, as that thing grew and developed and became of age, because I'm not going to even say a man, became of age, they knew we will always have to be here. We're always going to have to be here. Drop a bomb on that. So at least he has the support of those parents that are there now. But you're dealing with somebody who's really facing some time. He's facing some time. And you think that this instigating is not going to create more animosity? And not only that, you know that the subscribers are crazy. Lord knows what cousin or uncle or niece or nephew he has in the crowd that's not just going to sit this one out. You know how you swamp people are? All up in the swamps and shit. And you're out here. I caught a video, Miss View, where he's like in the middle of the night. I swear it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, filling trash bags up with clothes, like running out in the middle of the night. And I'm all for you relocating, leaving everything be. Leave it in the past. Look straight ahead. Don't look back or you'll regret. Live it in the past. Leave it behind. Okay? All right? But you cannot continue to make videos on this man, the Tommy. You have no defense. You have no defense. All of this, the before and the after. You're not acting like someone who's afraid for their life. And in your unsmart mind, you would say you're not afraid for your life. So then what are we doing here? Okay. So what are we doing here? You're not afraid of your life, but you left your home. You moved. to an undisclosed secret location. And it's video for video. It's video for video. Video for video. You have the Tommy over there, Miss View. Tommy is making the most ignorant videos ever. The most ignorant videos ever. I didn't know he was this unhinged before, Miss View. I knew he was like a little off, but he really is off the cliff. Like, he is really off the cliff. And that he say, oh, he don't care. He's not doing no time. He didn't delete nobody and all that. That's all bravado. That man is scared shitless. Okay, he knows what he's facing. He's concerned, and he just doesn't know how to deal with it. He's crashing out. They both crashing out. Now, Miss View, last subject of the broadcast, Brian. Y'all know Brian. Yeah, big body build back, linebacker looking beast, Brian over there. Who, when the attack happened, he was on live crying. Oh no, this happened to Castro. This is too sad. Well, this week, Miss Viewers of You, he has decided that aside from making videos where he's fucking passing gas and burping and just being so disgusting and so nasty to his listeners, he's put up, disgusting, Miss View. It's absolutely disgusting. I was doing my research and development, and I could not take it. I had to go through the summary and just get what happened in the video from the summaries. I refuse to listen to a nasty Brian. A nasty Brian. He has been making videos and putting Castro's Canyon's picture up there. Now, Castro, because I know you're going to get in your feelings about, oh, Juanki Pro made a video and this, that, and the third. And you know, I'm not coming from a mean place, Castro, because, you know, if I wanted to drag you and your story, I will drag you and your story. You know how I can do and for how long I can go. And I've not done that out of respect. I didn't even say anything when it first happened. And there's a bunch of people that have not even addressed any of it. Any of it. Some of them are the elders, the adults in the room. But I'm going to put myself in that situation because I didn't drag you. I didn't make fun of it. I wasn't doing any of that. Okay? Any of that. All right? And I was being respectful because you were being a victim of domestic abuse. Beings the chosen one. Juanki, so good to, let me put you up there. Comment is up there. Juanki, so good to see you. I pray all is well. I miss you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Beings the chosen one. I don't remember the screen name. Beings the chosen one, but I'm glad that you have stopped by. Please make sure that you are subscribed and the notifications are up. Sometimes, I don't know, it gets funky, so unsubscribe and subscribe again and hit the bell, the third bell, so you get all the notifications. I've been here. I've been doing my thing, you know, with my husband. We're getting ready to travel some more. We're just, you know, traveling, doing the thing, just living life and enjoying my marriage. Yes. But Castro, I want you to, before you come at me, because, you know, I don't really want to give it to you because you are a victim of domestic abuse, right? And I changed my name. I was being facetious, long story. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're here. So, Castro, before you try to come out, Juanki, I'm not the enemy. I'm trying to give you some pointers. You are in scare for your life. Okay? And you got to say just like that because it will go with the whole swamp people, swamp neighborhood, the whole thing. You are in scare of your life. Okay? Just like that. You're going to tell them that. You're going to do that country thing you know how to do. Okay? You're going to do the country thing you know how to do. And I'm not, this is not, listen, I used to go to auditions, and when I used to give him whatever I wanted to give him, they're like, oh, could you do some more of that South Bronx? Can you give me some Puerto Rican in there? Can you give me some Mexican? You know, like, so I'm giving, you got to go in there and give them, okay, you got to give them the swamp people thing. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's what you got to do. And you got to let them know that you are in fear for your life. You got to stop immediately. Stop, period, point blank, with this back and forth and this, going back and forth with the chosen one. Somebody who's scared, somebody who's a battered wife is not going back and forth with their abuser like that. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. And before you try to come at me, you got a whole bunch of other people have your picture bleeding with your protruding forehead and the blood, and they're making videos talk about and serious about before the blood and all that. And so Brian and Castro Cannon, another good girlfriends, going down by the swamp. Okay, by the swamp, telling each other stories and all that, and all of a sudden Brian and his third personality woke up off his meds, off his rocker, and decided to go on a full-blown attack of Castro Cannon. Under the disguise of, well, you put it on YouTube and I can't make commentary and we were not really friends like that and all of this bullshit. And he's just doing that to try to get some views. Just trying to get some views. Nobody can really stand O'Brien. We know his pedigree. He is known for grabbing clips of people and screenshots and running them over there, and that's a pathetic soul. Okay. Treasure Lane, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, mother. Okay, Brian is a pathetic, lonely soul that sits in that room. Literally, this morning, his first video, he's passing gas and burping. Passing gas and burping. How disrespectful to your audience. And okay, it happened once. No, it didn't happen once. It happened like he constantly doing it, like it was the gag. Like the gag of the video. Cannot keep or hold on to a friendship, to a YouTube ship. None of that. That's Brian for you. That's Brian for you. Absolutely disgusting and on par for the course. The fact that he has the picture, the screenshot of Castro Cannon bleeding up there, which I think is the most horrific thing. Anybody that made videos and put that up there like that, you ain't shit for that. You ain't shit for that. That man could really have died. And here is Brian laughing. This morning he was playing clips of Tina Turner, trying to make a comparison between the Tommy, Castro, and Tina and Ike. That is not funny. I don't find any of that shit funny. I don't find it entertaining. So see, Castro, before you come out here and try to say that I'm here making fun of you.
Yeah, he's a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar. He's not going nowhere. But
I'm not making fun of you. That's you talking about your abuser. Okay? When you should not be talking about your abuser if you are in fear for your life. And the way that you're going to get through this in that courtroom is because you are in fear for your life. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Now, if you want to be the lowest common denominator homosexual that's a power bottom and found himself a strong drill top, okay? A strong drill top, and you don't know how to let go of the toxicity of the situation, and you don't want to see him in jail, then continue to go back and forth so that his defense attorneys can come up with a whole library of you antagonizing him. And we already know that they're trying to use that you provoked him, you antagonized him, you invited him. Okay, you were not in fear for your life because you walked toward him, you rolled to him. That's what the defense is going to say. You aggressively charged at him. He was pulling away. You aggressively charged at him. And he had nothing else to do but to defend himself. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he got out of his vehicle with a crowbar. I know it wasn't a crowbar, but you might as well have been. and charged at him too. So there's questions there, because if he was in fear for his life, he was in a vehicle, a cheap one, might I add, but it still had 4 wheels and a stick. He could have drove away, and he was on his way to drive away, but he came back. So what I see, do I see the Tommy having some jail time? Well, that's just all going to be on the judge. You know, if white is right, then white is going to do him. You know, if we get maybe a female black judge, maybe she might want to teach him a lesson and put him in there for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I don't think he's going to get a year. You know, that's because he's in for a felony. Another thing is the DA may just choose to upgrade his charges based on the pedigree and the history of videos and whatever the people here on the internet are doing, because y'all know that the people here on the internet are doing what the people here on the internet do when there's criminal court cases. Drop a bomb on that. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. I guarantee you videos and transcripts have been sent over there. Definitely. From both sides. Both parties. I don't think he's going to do a year, but he may very well have to do some time. And now he has a record for a felony. Now you have a record. He's going to have to plead guilty. And if he doesn't plead guilty, he's going to be found guilty because he actually strung the object that could have nearly killed this man. And like I said, a good district attorney will fucking up the case up, the charges to attempted murder. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, tomato. It depends on how he feels that day, how they feel that day. You can easily make the case for attempted murder. You can easily make the case for attempted murder. What did this get these homosexuals? See? The back and forth, and you just never know. You just never fucking know. And this is where you find yourself, Castro Cannon. In conclusion, just want to say one more thing. Castro Cannon was going back and forth with Brian. Okay. Another loser. But one thing that I would say about Brian is that he was advocating for education. Drop a bomb on that. And Castro Cannon was advocating for not going to school and not being educated. Miss View, I don't know if you saw that video, Miss View. But he was advocating for, he said that school is a scam. They make you take all these loans and then you got to pay them back and don't go to school. Just focus on working. This is the message he had that morning. Castro, let me tell you something, Castro. This is where we're going to clearly disagree. I think that everybody that has the potential of learning should be getting educated. And the folks that are special needs should be in programs to get some type of education. Drop a bomb on that. Wait, I missed that. Yes, Miss View. He made a video where he was going back and forth with Brian. He shouldn't speak on things like that. And he was, and that's the one thing that I'm going to drag him for in this video. I'm not dragging him about his domestic abuse. And if you will, look deeper into the meanings of the things that I've been saying. I just threw a whole bunch of my train of thought. Sorry, I'm looking out the window, and I just saw the cutest black lady with her cutest black daughter, and she's walking her. They're like walking. Sorry about that. But I just threw some gold mines at you. I just gave you some gold right there. Get yourself a legal aid attorney to represent you in this case. Don't go in there because clearly you don't advocate for education. You're not educated enough. I said that. Yes, I said it. Okay? Somebody who comes on here and tells us that education is a scam, that they make you take all these loans and then that you have to pay for them and don't go to school, it's a waste of time and you should just focus on getting money from somebody who's getting a mental health check. That's you, okay? Somebody who makes baskets to sell them. Is he out there at the avenue on this Labor Day with baskets? You shouldn't speak on people who are educated and what we did and what we didn't. All right? Yes, I still have some college loans because I chose to pay the very minimum at them because they do help your credit score and your credit history. It's one of the oldest accounts, Ms. View and View, that I have in my credit report. Okay? Because it's the first one that I opened. However, they literally $2,000 left on it that I'm eye dripping. And when it was time for me to make large purchases, that history that I had on them helped. Now you have people like some of my siblings, Miss Viewers of You, undergrad completely 100% covered, grad school completely covered, law degree completely covered with excess, and this is dorming and everything with excess where she was getting money back, so she didn't have to work during her semesters because she had money left over from her fucking from her scholarships that she got and the law school program at the school that she went to. She went there for undergrad and graduate school. And for the law school, they said, if you sign up with us, your law school is free. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? She came out of law school, Miss Viewers of You. I don't want to get into her pockets. But making so much with not one red cent in debt. Not one red cent in debt. You can't get education for free. You can get education for a fraction of what it is. If you have the grades, if you applied yourself, okay? If you applied yourself, you definitely can. Miss View says, I had some scholarships, not enough so I know about the loans, but I did work study too. Awesome. And our student one says, yes, law school for free, 100% free. And then she went from there. She interned at a law firm. She interned for a senator. I'm not going to say too much, but she interned for a senator. Then she interned at a couple of law firms. She had offers from several major 3-letter federal agencies. You know, she turned some of them down. She went with another, you know, did her time. And right now, she amazing with no debt, enjoying life, works a lot, but was able to purchase her home on her own, single female on her own, under 30. Drop a bomb on that. Working her way to be partner at the law firm that she's working at currently. So I say all that to say, and you know, and you don't have to be the lawyer, the doctor. There's that can happen in all types of fields. Heck, even if you don't have the best of grades, there are programs where if you try hard enough and you're like a C+ student, they'll give you the support that you need. As long as you understand that C+ better be a B- next semester, and there's a trajectory for you to prove your way up and that you're putting in your time and the whole nine. So, in conclusion, Castro Cannon, you showed your uneducated ass by saying that to people. Now, if you chose to not go to school, if you chose to tell yourself that lie so that you can be, and some people might not like this, but where do I get it? From his videos, so that you can be a prostitute for $150 and trick on a white man. And the gag is, you know, the punchline is, well, I didn't really have to do nothing with him. I didn't have to do much with him, and I still got my $150. But if that was the day that the Viagra worked and he wanted to do something with it, huh? Drop a bomb on that. What if that was the day that he didn't just want companionship? What if that was the day where he wanted to bend you over and give it to you with no lube? Because the requirements are the requirements. What you gonna do for this $150? No, I don't use lube, baby. You gotta spit. You gotta spit on it. That's what it is. What were you gonna do at that point? How were you gonna swamp people your way out of that one? Because once you're in the room with that Jeffrey Dahmer type of individual, with that, that cold ass skin, rubbery and shit, smelling, I'm assuming, like Bengay and Vicks Vapor Rub in the chest that he put on the night before. And don't get me started if he has some the pants on or the pad. Neris said, girl, drop a bomb on that. Neris, I'm painting the picture for the people. You know I like to paint the picture. I like the subtext and the context of the scene. I am an artiste putting together the painting. Okay? Not the night before. Neris 21, he walks into the room. He's like, okay, I only got an hour for you. I got an hour. And he's like, okay, let me just, and he's, the pads. He's just taking the blue pad. He has something he's saying. He's folding it. He's folding the blue pad. He's like, you want it in the bed? Yeah, let me just take the pad up. This pad is moist from last night. And he's throwing it right there on the floor in the bed. And he's like, hey, Chow, can you hand me? And he opens the drawer, hands him a new one to lay it down for the new juices that are going to come out of Castor Cannon's rectum as the old man is pumping into him. Drop a bomb on that. Now, you may not like the delivery. You may not like the message. You may not like the messenger. But last time I checked, in the job description of a prostitute, and Castor Cannon told us that he tricked white men for $150, Miss View. I'm not making this up. I don't have to make things up. All I gotta do is spend a good 45 minutes on these YouTube streets, and I got all my material. As told by them. Neris 21. Incredible Hulk. I wish that some of these homosexuals had a better pedigree. I wish that some of these homosexuals had good stories to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they have supplied us with. You got Brian this morning. You got Brian. Miss View says, their words and not yours. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? You got Brian this morning disrespecting his listeners by passing gas. Audible gas, Miss View. Audible. And then confirming to us that he ate ice cream last night and his guts are bubbly today. This is how he values his listeners. I had to stop, Miss View. I could not. My stomach was turning. I wanted to throw up. That's what Brian is doing on a video that has Castro's forehead bleeding from a few weeks ago. Then you have the Tommy sounding as uneducated as he could be. From the swamp. Facing a felony. Still after Castro Cannon. Then you have Castro Cannon, where his fucking gag and his come up and the punches, I didn't have to do nothing with him that time for $150. That time, key term, that time. But I guarantee you had to do a lot of shit. Not just for him, for other people. That does not allow you to look in the mirror when you come out of the shower and you run your hand through that frosted glass because you ain't got no humidifier or dehumidifier in that bathroom. And you see that face and you see them eyes staring back at you. And you could barely look and get lost in the pupils of your own reflection because you know the things that you have done that are shameful to you. No wonder There will always a stand for Rico Deontay Barber. They can relate. They can relate. And I'm not even getting into the health profiles that the Tommy broke and told us, broke the news. Talk about dirty blood, Naris 21. And shit like that. And then you have a Chicana Sour Patch Kid. A Sour Patch adult. Who's supposed to be married. Okay? In her kitchen. Cooking. From the looks of it, she needs to push away from the kitchen. Close the kitchen is closed. It's them taquitos and burritos and all of that, Miss View. It's a guacamole, the chalupas, viva gorditas. Okay? It's all of that. Supposed to be married. Taking the phone, opening her legs, and taking pictures. Did she wash it at least? Did she take a shower and then begin to do her own gynecological examination with pictures? Miss View. You know when they put them up there in the what is that? The stethoscope? No, not the stethoscope. Not the where they sit there with like a book and they open it up like a book. We call that in Spanish opening the book. And she opened up the book. Okay. Miss View. Miss View says a scratch and sniff picture. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says she sends pictures for her quesadilla. She sent with extra cheese. Oh! I'm going to really tell you what this is. I'm going to just tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is, Miss View. This is a woman who's probably homebound by whatever reason, whether legitimate or scamming the government for a check, and lonely, and decided to find companionship on a freaking bowel movement TV. On a bowel movement TV. All right? On bowel movement TV. Which is sickening. Because everybody knows that man, that boy, that's a boy in his head. He has a body of a man, but that's a boy that's mentally disabled. She could be brought up on charges. She could be brought up on charges for this. Unacceptable. Well, it's been, this social gathering has been quite lovely. I want to thank everybody who came through. I want to wish Miss Viewers of You a happy belated birthday. It was Miss View's birthday month. Okay, everybody? Miss View's birthday month. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Let me see what I got here. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Viewers of You. Yes. I got some nice things. I was happy. Yes, Miss View. Miss View, you always talk about your what is it called? Your oh God, what is that? Your wish list, but there's no way for us to find your wish list. Like, where would somebody find your wish list? And you know, I went on Amazon, and I was a Viewers of You, because I guess you could search wish list through names, and nothing popped up. Nothing popped up. I was like, well, how are people supposed to? And I know you're a little funny about it. You're like, I get it, but like how are people supposed to find stuff? People that want to do things for you and stuff. Like, how, you know? So I'm waiting for Ms. Drew to tell us how could we find her wish list. And I want to thank everybody who came through. Listen, I understand the homosexuals are going to be mad. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a dick. Don't write it so hard. I know they get excited when they see an erect penis. But it's just what it is. Are there any more birthdays coming up? I wonder. Drop a bomb on that. I wonder. I am not blocking any blessings. How do you find them? If you want it, I will send it to you. Okay, Miss View. Okay, good. I am going to, because I still have, Miss View, I have $8 here from the last producer that was sending us tea and content. I'm going to send it, and I'm going to send you an email where you can send, and then we'll finally have the email. Yes, okay. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being here. I don't think I will be coming through again. The homosexuals are going to be mad. Videos are going to be made. When I have some time, I will check them out. Castor, priority alert, yes. Castor Cannon, don't get mad, okay? We're not friends, but just take it as, I've been around the block, yeah. And I'm objective because I don't really, it's not that I don't care for you, but I'm not blind, I'm not blind. Doc QT 3000. Nice to see you. You really be reading them the whole library? No, I'm not. No, Doc QT 3000. We're just having conversations. It's just conversations, and it's not. Okay, Ms. View, I'm gonna put the email in the text. Just know that's at Gmail. The name that you're gonna see at Gmail. And the QT 3000. I'm not reading. We're just sitting here. Think of it as just like this is brunch. We're having just drinks and talking about the members of the community. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? I on the low be giving people advice, and they refuse to take it. They don't, and it's something else. But I don't, I'm not here to drag people. I'm doing commentary on the stuff that they provided, and I always try to leave people with some, a little bit of grain of some type of knowledge or some type of way out or something. I really did feel the way that I felt about Castro talking about education, because I'm a highly educated person. Ms. Ruth's a highly educated woman, and so many more in the chat. And I pride myself on your education. And, when people say, oh, education is not everything, on the contrary, I say education is everything, because education is what got me out of the Marcy projects and then Guana projects, and got me through a lot of doors where I wouldn't have been able to walk through if it wasn't because on paper, I looked a certain way. And then once I walked through the door, the paper got me through the door, and once I was in the room, then I had to work the room and do what I needed to do. And no, that does not mean sucking, licking, relapping, riding, letting him touch me, squeeze my knee. Oh, we really would like you to come to our Hamptons home, just you and us. And no, for $150. No, absolutely not. I pride myself in the fact that I can go to anywhere in New York City. I was about to use a 3-letter word because I get so mad. I'm sorry. I don't see it as when it's a male too. Like, females, we know that this prostitution is the oldest thing. I don't know. I see it differently for women, Ms. Few, and this is another conversation for another video. But prostitution in women, I see it different than prostitution in gay males. Drop a bomb on that. I just see it completely different. See, I can stomach a woman who had to prostitute. I'm not talking about one who made a career out of it, but a woman that had to do what? I cannot stomach a male. And then a male who tries to use that as you better than me because you were a prostitute. You better than me because you got $150 and this time you didn't have to do nothing with the guy. Yeah, no. That's swamp people behavior. Okay? That's swamp people mentality. And I quite frankly, I don't get down like that. We don't do that. And I have, it turns my fucking stomach. You want to know why? Because I grew up with a lot of people that were poor. I was poor myself for a long periodical of time, barely had enough, all right? And none of us around me and all of that, we resorted to that. There's always a different way. And I'll leave you with that. With that said, thank you for being here. And thank you, Old Lady Swag. Thank you, my husband, the Incredible Hulk. The QT3000, thank you for being in the sky and from popping up. I know you support here and there, so I thank you for that. Naris21, thank you for always being here. For the helicopters that visited today, thank you. Castro Cannon, don't take it so deep. If you're mad about it, what about the message made you mad? Replay it back and listen to it. What about it made you mad? What did I make up? What did I make up? Okay? Miss View says, yeah, but we got through without selling our asses. There you go. What part makes you mad? What lie made you mad? Please identify the lie that I said about you and the videos that you've made that is making you mad. Okay, Hulk says, hard work got us through. And it's still, let me tell you, I'm not here 24/7 because, A, I'm tired. We're working hard. We're working hard. I'm working hard right now so that when the time comes, like Miss View, I can sit up in here on color, okay, and build Legos and travel the world because I have built up my 401ks, my investments, my savings. There's corporations running, you know, and just depositing into my account. This is where we do it. The swamp people that are collecting a check, they're not going to be able to do that if they get to that age. Rico the Anti-Barber hasn't paid into a system. He's not going to be able to enjoy his senior life where every fucking bone hurts. And every other month you got to go and get your medicines and your refills and all of that shit. When you got to have a niece or a nephew to come and drop you some groceries because your hands hurt you and you can't carry them. I know that because I see it in my family members. And what that has taught me is you better prepare and pad well and pad enough. All right. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. It's a beautiful day out there. I'm going to now climb in bed and finish. Incredible Hulk and I have another 13 episodes. 13 episodes of Beyond the Gates. So that we could be up to date. If you are watching Beyond the Gates all of next week, Miss View, all of this week is going to be repeats. So if you are behind like I am, this is the perfect week to catch up. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says they're barely getting 800 from SSI and they're happy and feel accomplished. 800. 800. Is that a month, baby? Is that a month? Is the 800 from SSI is a month? I don't know, but is that 800 a month? Enjoy your pie. Thank you. Hulk, is it a creamy pie? Is it a creamy pie? Is it going to be a creamy pie? Oh, no. Per month? Per month? Drop a bomb on that. Wait a minute. Ms. View's also questioning $800 a month? My goodness. Social Security is $800 a month. It's not a week. Bouncing time and pie. Wait, Social Security is $800 a month, not a week? I thought it was like a weekly check. Which one is the one that you get a weekly check? Unemployment? Social Security is $800 a month. They can't get food stamps. Wow. Well, oh, baby, then we... a month. Yep, a month. Oh, wow. Oh, drop a bomb on that. Oh, girl. Oh, we didn't have to worry about these people going, oh, okay. Unemployment is weekly. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. $800 a month. That does not cover. And Section 8, I guess, too. That does not cover one of my cars and insurance. Drop a bomb on that. I couldn't. And then they come out here. They come out here pointing their dirty nailed fingers at the screen. Talk about they better than me, and I'm doing worse than them. I'm doing worse than them because my videos are not getting their views. Okay, my videos are not getting. So they're doing better than me. Hulk says yes. They make around 10K a year from SSI. Drop a bomb. You got wow. I mean, I was saying it, but I didn't know it. I didn't know the figures. I was saying it because I was saying it, but I didn't know the figures. So they really are. That's below poor level. That's below poor level, right? You know how they have the levels of poor and all that? Oh, God, this is all too sad and too... Oh, no. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the streets. Baby, get beyond the gates ready. We got like 13 left. And the pie. Is the pie in the oven? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you on the streets. Castro Canyon, don't be so mad. It is what it is. Okay. But where they live, they pay like $300 a month for 1 bedrooms. Got it. Okay. All right, Castro. Don't be mad. Thanks for the show, and thank you for being here. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.